Hello everybody, welcome back to Subarashiki Hibi. Today we are going to be seeing how this story ends. At least we're going to be seeing maybe one of the endings. We could do two if we have the time. I don't know. It really depends on everything. But my god, we're so close. And I'm very excited to see how this story ends because it really ends in ways that I never would have expected. I would have never expected Tomo-san and Yuki to not only interact but for Hasaki to potentially be saved. It's going to be really cool to see. And I wonder what's going to happen because if I'm going to be honest, I have absolutely no idea. I just wonder. I don't understand why this story has. Well, why after July the 19th there is more that this story can offer. I just really wonder what it's going to do. I really do. And I do wonder if we're ever going to get some insight into what was happening with Tomo-sane. I mean, we've obviously been told about what has happened to Tomo-sane from when he was badly affected by Takuji to, obviously, now and in 2012. I just wonder if we're going to get any story that shows what it was like for him going through everything that he did. I don't know, though. Firstly, I just want to re-experience this scene because it's really interesting. It really is. And my god. It's really, really ambiguous, this scene. Totally. Because it's so weird. It's as if at the final moment of Takuji's horrible, horrible schemes, he realises this. And it's just so weird how his subconsciousness is... Well, what did I just say? Both of the subconscious of Tomo-sane and Yuki, they still connect, and Tomo-sane never truly dies just because of how much strength he has as a person. I just find that idea so odd, if anything. I really, really do. It's something that I never would have expected, if I'm going to be honest. Right, here we go. Let's see. I put Ayana's theme over this any day. By the way, can I just mention, it just seems so unusual and so... It just seems like it deviates from reality so much as well. Can I just mention that? Yeah, no. He had totally forgotten. Yeah. And it's really weird to think about the fact that he remembers it in the most important time, i.e. when everything's about to go away and when suicide is about to happen. Why does he remember it now? I mean, then again, I suppose that's because Tomo-sane's personality is strengthened the most, but what I'm trying to say is, why does it necessarily mean that he is going to remember it? Why does his personality being strengthened guarantee that he's going to remember events in the past? But I suppose he's winning over his trauma and he's winning over the things that have ruined his life, so I suppose it kind of makes sense, in a way. Because he no longer has fear and his brain no longer has a reason to filter out that information. Yeah. Yeah, he did, and yet he didn't become Takuji. Yeah. I just find it very interesting that here, there are so many ways of explaining this. You can explain it with the natural or the supernatural. You really can. Just two totally conflicting views. I mean, obviously I'd want to use the natural, but it's just interesting how people who are very religious interpret it in a different way, really. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can't, no. Because to be fair, I suppose you could use this argument. You could think that there is a diagnosis that can be made for it, but what caused that diagnosis? And then could you think that Takuji was some sort of force that is so supernatural that it can't even be put into words that was involved in, I don't know, making it so that his brain would tend towards being a very, very traumatized brain. It's weird. I mean, you could realistically think that. That's the worst thing. But yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't personally. Not really. I'd only believe in what can be put into words, to be honest, and what is objective. Yeah, they do though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Hmm. I just find it so interesting just how much of an imagination Tomosane has, and it really is quite amazing. I mean, let's be honest, Yuki here is objectively a part of him, but the only thing is I mean, it's a part of his mind, but at the same time, it's so realistic that it feels like the Yuki has never died, and that same Yuki is talking to Tomosane and wishing him all the best. It just feels totally ridiculous, but it's real. It is real. That's the weirdest thing. Or, well, I mean, when I say it's real inside of Tomosane's head. And that's just the thing that I've found so unusual about Subahibi. It's just how far can the human mind push itself, really? Such an unknown concept for me. Yeah, and that is interesting. This is really sweet, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. That's really interesting. Yeah, totally. They are too painful. Hmm. Yeah, I just find it really interesting the guilt he feels here and the lack of ability to not only see strength within himself but also all of this. And to perceive this situation as anything but a loss. I mean, it's totally reasonable. I'd be the same. But Yuki's still trying to make him be able to live happily. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he hasn't lost until the death happens. I see that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I just find it really interesting to think about the fact that she's finding it so hard just to say all of this, but it does make sense. I mean, it must be seriously sad just seeing somebody who has. Well, he's such a good brother to Hasaki, and yet at the same time, just because of the fact that he's not been able to really, well, just I suppose just because of his trauma, he's not been able to remember who he is. He's not been able to remember anything about what he promised Hasaki that day. So it must be so sad for Yuki to just remind him of things that, let's be honest, just they feel like they should be things that he understands and he knows, and but they don't. But he doesn't. And I suppose it's also really sad because I don't know. Maybe it could be the case that when Hasaki and Tomo-san are potentially able to be reunited, he's going to get better and he may get therapy. And maybe then he'll stop being able to see Yuki. Or maybe it could just be, well, then again, I mean, it could just be a reflection of the fact that a lot of pain is associated with the moment. Because I keep on forgetting, Yuki is not her separate person. She is a personality of Tomosane. So I think every single emotion that Yuki has, it's kind of like a reflection on Tomosane. Which is actually kind of interesting if you think about that, because I think that shows that he probably really believes in himself. And I just think it's so nice just to see how much importance he placed within that promise. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, but if he didn't place as much importance as he did in the promise, there was no way that here he would, well, he would be having thoughts like this at the most important time. Can I just mention that CG with Yuki and Tomosane? That is the CG I have seen so many times on, I don't know, for example, Subarashiki YouTube videos, or just in general when you search Subarashiki. I mean, it's honestly quite unbelievable to think about the fact that a spoiler that big would be shown. I mean, because let's be honest, Takuji, well, somebody that looks like Takuji and Yuki being, well, being happy and being intimate and just being close. It's something you'd never see once you realise the twist in episode 5. Sorry, chapter 5. And this is a very emotional topic for Yuki, it really is. And isn't it interesting to think about the fact that the roles of the harmonizer and obviously the creator, well, the harmonizer is becoming the destroyer. And I suppose, well, what happens to the destroyer then? He doesn't want to become the creator, because that will just lead him into another cycle of DID. He wants to graduate from all of that and he wants to live his life. So I suppose he's nothing. Well, no, then again, actually, that makes sense. Of course he's nothing. He's a person who wants to live his life. Hmm. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that, because I suppose you could think about the fact that if Hasaki dies here, she is never able to go beyond the hill. She's never able to climb. Well, she's never able to climb the hill, or um, well, she's never able to go beyond the hill where the sunflowers bloom. And I suppose that's kind of like a metaphorical reference as well, because her mind, because of the fact that it's traumatized, perhaps she will never be able to unsee that moment. But then again, I mean, if Tomosane is able to save Hasaki and make her life better, then it's the case that she will be able to go beyond the hill of the sunflowers and beyond all of the trauma, because she she'll be able to remember the she won't. I'm sorry, but if Tomosane is there and Tomosane is actively making an effort to have a brilliant relationship with Hasaki, she won't be thinking and looking back to when it all went wrong, because there are things to look forward to, because all of the things that have gone wrong have been undone.
私は彼をちゃんと届けないとダメだからね。
Hmm. I like that, yeah, and it really just feels like the analogy with the sandcastle, rather than God being the person that is in the analogy, though, it's Yuki. She is the person who is carrying Tomosane through this potentially deadly situation. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but no. What I find really interesting about this is just the fact that Yuki is doing. Well, it's just funny that Takuji is at the height of his delusions, and yet at the same time. Well, then again, I mean, Takuji is at the height of his delusions. Tomosane is the person who is at the height of his, well, I suppose, realization and honesty and control. It's just funny that they are so contradictory. I really do wonder if Takuji's brain is ridiculously stimulated because of his delusions, and because of that stimulation, Tomosane actually has the ability to do this. I just really wonder what would have happened if, let's say for example, Takuji was really, really depressed. What would Tomosane be feeling? Or something like that. I just feel like Tomosane really, really is dependent on Takuji, and it's funny that that has always been the case. Because I suppose Tomosane, with the incident of Takuji, you can either supernaturally or naturally interpret it, but at the same time, I mean, it is the thing that changed him, and it's as if he is at mercy of that incident ever since the change occurred. Is it your destiny, though? We're going to find out. Shukume.
Hasaki!
It's weird because Shukume and Unme, they both mean fate and destiny. Right, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen here. Hasaki. Hasaki are taking hold of my leg as I jump from the roof. Serious? Okay. I can see why this wasn't told to us in chapter 6. Fucking hell. But Hasaki's weak body was being... Oh, shit. Slowly pulled off the edge.
Hasaki!
God, what are you going to do? But that'll make it so that you fall, surely? Hasaki, let go. Huh? Yeah, probably recognizing where the voice comes from. Are you stupid? Let go right now. Hasaki's face turned pale. You sound like... No, he really, really does sound like the old Tomosane. Totally. Hurry up. At this rate, you're going to fall too. Let go. Oh, she must have been so stressed. Yeah. She's very lucky she can have this moment. But at the same time, obviously, we've just got to add as much pressure as possible. Yeah, if she doesn't win in this situation, well, let's just say that everything will be gone forever. Tomo-ni-san, you're alive. You didn't disappear. Hasaki lost her footing for a split second. Her body slipped further over the edge of the... Oh, fuck. And yet... She really... She's so... God, it's such a tricky situation because Hasaki is so concerned about Tomo-ni-san being killed, but at the same time, Tomo-ni-san is so concerned about Hasaki being killed. Big tears welled up in Hasaki's eyes. Hasaki tried to say something through her tears, but it wouldn't come out. She cried as her strength slowly began to fail her. God. Her body was slowly pulled over the edge. Shit, what's going to happen? Nevertheless, she didn't loosen her grip on my leg at all. Oh yeah, good for her. Yeah, you try with your best fucking strength. She did the complete opposite. Her tiny hands took a stronger hold on my body so that she wouldn't lose me. What are you doing, Hasaki? I won't. She raised her head and looked me in the eyes. I thought she was despairing for me, but when she looked up, I saw a smile on her tear-stained face. What are you saying?
嫌だよって言ったんだよ、私。
Said I won't let you go.
バカか？このままじゃお前まで。
Are you dumb? At this rate, you'll fall too. Yeah. No. Seriously, but this is just the extent of how much Hasaki cares for Tomo-ni-san.
そんなの関係ない。
That doesn't matter.
関係ないわけないだろ。俺はお前を守るために。
Well, doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be protected yourself. It does matter. I'm here to protect you.
そんなの知らない。知らないよ。
I don't care about that. I don't care.
さっき。
Hasaki. Yeah, no, me too. She really sounds like Usami from, obviously, the Riruru-chan clip that Takuji somehow was able to see. I'd never seen Hasaki raise her voice like that before. She never let her emotions show like this. She never expressed her own will like this before. Yeah, that's a really good point, yeah.
私は守られるだけの私じゃない。
No, fair enough,
私
yeah.
はとも兄さんが好きなの。
I'm not just someone to be protected.
とも兄さんが死んだと思って悲しかった。もうどうでもいいと思った。
No, I really don't blame her, and that is just why she was so... Well, she lacked so much of a sense of reluctance to go over the end sky and just to... Well, no, sorry, to... Wait, hang on a second, I was just a bit confused. Well, I mean, she just felt totally empty, and she felt absolutely awful. Oh my fucking god, after everything with Kagami as well, and going to the neighbour's house, and obviously the neighbours threatening to call the police, stuff like that, oh my god, I don't even want to imagine how unpleasant that must be, and just how the realisation that this person you've been spending your entire life with, so, well, is someone you don't know whatsoever. It must be horrible, it really must be. And it just totally makes sense that this would happen. She's invested so much of her emotion into Tomo-ni-san. So of course when he goes, and just in general any personality of his, when he goes, everything goes. Just because of how much she cares, but yeah. It just makes sense that she had such a lack of reluctance to go to Tsuino Sora and to follow Ayana.
だから本当はタクジ兄さんなんて助けたいなど思わなかった。
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
とも兄さんを殺した人だから。
So I never really cared about saving Takuji-ni-san because I thought he'd killed you.
でもタクジ兄さんは タクジ兄さんはその姿はとも兄さんだったから。
But Takuji-ni-san, he looked just like you.
私は助けたいと思った。
So I wanted to save him.
そうだよ。なんで
That's it, but why?
なんで私がとも兄さんを助けちゃいけないの？なんで私だけ守られてなきゃいけないの？
Why can't I save you, Tomo-ni-san? Why am I just here to be protected? Yeah, make her the savior of your life.
とも兄さんが生きてるなら
Yeah,
とも兄
reason.
さんがそこにいるなら私絶対にこの手を離さない。
If you're still alive, Tomo-ni-san, if you're still there, then I'll never let go. Yeah. You don't let go. I mean, I can just totally see why. Yeah. Yeah, no,
絶
fair.
対に死んだって話さない。
God, never. I won't let you go, even when I'm dead.
バカ野郎
Yeah, but the only thing is, I mean, there is so much of a passion that she can have. She is so determined to save Tomo-ni-san no matter what happens, because she can't imagine life. But to be fair, I mean, it's just the saddest thing. Tomo-ni-san, of course, he would do anything to keep Hasaki living, but how right truly is that? I mean, to keep Hasaki living without making it so that, without him living himself, it's just something that can never happen. And Hasaki would never want that, so she's, I mean, she's bargaining with everything she's got. She really is.
なんでお前が俺を助けちゃいけないかなんて当たり前の答えだろ
It's obvious why you can't save
う
her.
俺がお前を守るからだ
I'm here to protect you.
俺はお前を守るためだけのヒーローだからだろ
I'm the hero. I'm only here to protect you. Oh shit. It felt like a, my god, are those silhouettes of people? I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it would be, but... Well, of course it wouldn't be. It's just such... They're so weirdly placed. What are those things? It felt like I was floating. It was as if the air has suddenly grown colder. Sand and dust floated in the blue sky, dancing in the moonlight. I felt myself transported from solid ground to a world of vertical descent. Oh shit! Hasaki and I were sucked down. I saw a silhouette of Hasaki's body, backlit by the bright blue. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. We were utterly detached from the ground. It was like we were flying in midair. Oh my god, yeah, I remember Takuji commenting on this before. I heard sirens in the distance. Sirens echoing in the sparkling azure sky. Yeah, I looked up at the infinite sky as I fell. Yeah. Fair enough, so that I wouldn't lose sight of Hasaki above me. The moon laughed. What laughed? A comical sight below. It is interesting that he likens himself to this, but then again I can kind of see that because, I mean, him being the hero, it's just such a cliche term that was so obviously made by a kid, and you can just see all of that crumbling and, if anything, them dying as a result of it. But this comedy and this tragedy, it is interesting that it's called a comedy. It's so unusual and it just feels so mean and brutal for it to be called a comedy. It feels reasonable for it to be called a tragedy, but I suppose then again I can kind of see why it's a comedy, because if you think about it, the nature of this incident is not even known. There is a way of supernaturally and yet naturally interpreting it. I mean, I think it's just, if anything, maybe people think it's funny because of the fact that so much has happened and yet there is no way we can explain it. Maybe it's just a funny little, well, it's a comedy because it just represents how hopeless it is. I don't know. This comedy and this tragedy. The stars went round. Like they were dancing. The night sky ridiculed us. God ridiculed us. I just find it so weird that this has happened. This really wasn't. This was the opposite of what I was expecting. But then again, I suppose it does kind of represent the Jabberwocky as well, and I think it's horrible that it does. Because if you think about it, Tomo-san is the person who has realised everything. He has come to the epitome of his discovery, and all of his past memories have been remembered. He is the best Tomo-san that he ever will be. But the reason why he is within the Jabberwocky, the curse of the Jabberwocky, if you like, is because of the fact that when he's found his existence full of meaning, where is he? Oh, just plunging to his death. And isn't it interesting that Hasaki, she will do anything for Tomogi-san, and always, that has always been the case. We can just see proof of it here. The night sky ridiculed us. God ridiculed us. As if an innocent child had knocked the plate of heaven to the ground. What an unusual analogy. No, but then again, I suppose it highlights meaninglessness as well, if you ask me. I mean, if heaven has a plate and it can just casually be knocked down by an innocent kid, it just shows the lack of foundation it has, if anything. And you would have thought that heaven is such a grand concept that something like that wouldn't be possible, but it is, so it's meaninglessness. It has meaninglessness, maybe. What a sneeze. The world became empty. But I said this. Right. Eat shit. Oh god, I hope Hasaki doesn't think that Omasane is saying that to him. But to be fair, I mean, they are flying at such a velocity. They really, really are flying at a high velocity. So, yeah. You've got a bit of air resistance, but it's just their weight and probably combined weight as well. So they are going down very, very quickly. But, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously there's a lot of air resistance, a lot of wind, we hear a lot of sounds of wind, air travelling, and I think it would be very unlikely that that sound would be able to be heard. But it doesn't matter. Fate doesn't matter. It doesn't, no, totally. I'm Tomo-sane. Mamiya Tomo-sane. I made a promise. I promised to protect Hasaki. I promised to be Hasaki's hero. But the only thing is, I mean, obviously, he's saying this, sure, and he really, really cares. I won't deny that whatsoever. But the only thing is, how is he ever going to be able to do anything about this? I mean, look at where he is at the moment. He's hurtling to his death. I promise to be Hasaki's hero. So I won't falter. But how? You're gonna go splat in a minute. What do you mean? I won't back down, no matter who I'm facing. If I meet God in heaven, I'll punch him right in the nose. If I meet Satan in hell, then I'll punch him right in the nose. Because those people don't matter, it's just Hasaki that matters. Yeah, no, oh, I see that now. Yeah, I'll break fate's change with my own two hands. Yeah, the greatest comedy and tragedy of life can eat shit for all life. Hasaki! I reached out with all my might. There was no answer. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know if she even heard me. I think she did. It was such a shorter period of time before we hit the ground that I don't know if my words ever reached her. I yelled out to her. Hasaki. The cool air of the night suddenly grew hot. The light of the moon dim. I can't dancing stars seemed to cease to frolic and instead looked on in silence. I ran on thin air. I fought against God's will and ran. Then my hand reached Hasaki. That's interesting. Yeah, and I just love the amount of confidence that he is getting from totally ruining what he thinks fate is and what he thinks has been controlled by entities that are higher up. That most high products of the world will Nisa. Freefall, the unavoidable fate which we call gravity. Oh my god, yeah. Finally sucked us down to Earth. For men who cannot fly through the air. The only choice is to fall to Earth. But I refused. There was no despair in that moment. The only choice I had was to do what I had to do. What I had to do in that very moment. What was he going to do then? To live. What I had to do to live tomorrow. Gravity tried to kill us, but tried to slam us into the ground and end it all. I struggled in the air. Yeah, it was futile. Man is powerless in the air. There's no fighting it. There's nothing man can do. I know, that's the most cruel thing. Yeah. It is the most... I mean, without it, we would never be alive, but at the same time, with it, people like Tomo-sana here would never be dead. Oh, sorry, without it, they would also never be dead. You wouldn't be alive. You wouldn't be alive in the first place if it wasn't for gravity, but at the same time, without the effect of gravity here, well, what would happen? And yet I struggled in the air. The powerless struggling before a colossal foe. Didn't care if I looked pathetic. I just find it really interesting that here he believes and he just curses everything that bounds his fate together, and he thinks that he can beat it, and he thinks his passion for his goal to be Hasaki's hero. I mean, his passion is still there, and obviously he thinks his passion and the human mind in general can beat every restraint of fate, but the only thing is, the more he goes, just the less he realises that he can. And like he said, it's just hopeless struggling, and it's interesting that he just so heroically struggles, if anything, and he accepts the fact that he is struggling. He obviously has a severe amount of rage, but at the same time he does. Right. My window, or at least my curtains, had a really weird tint to them, so I was curious if there was a sunset. There wasn't. It kind of was, but disappointing. So, yeah. I wouldn't do anything pathetic. I didn't care if I looked pathetic. I would do anything, pathetic or otherwise, if only to live. Yeah, totally. Grasp onto life with every single hand that you can. Or with every single piece of strength that you have. The fuck? Is that him smashing onto the ground? As I kicked out my leg, it broke through the glass on the building. The glass broke, and I crashed into the building's eaves. And it raced through my breaking body. Oh, yeah, but I held on to Hasaki. Pain was irrelevant. Oh. It's just so sad that these people, I mean, this is just the embodiment of realising something at the worst possible time. It seriously is. That's so brutal. Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to let anyone or anything hurt her. The Eves didn't catch us. They merely threw us into the area. Let me just get a visual representation of this. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, so eaves are the edges of roofs. Right. God. Yeah, that's brutal. It's as if they have a predetermined fate and there is going to be nothing whatsoever to stop it. Yeah. I was really, really hoping that there was no Deus Ex Machina or Deus Ex Machina. I fucking hate that. I don't know how to pronounce that. I really should know. But anyway, you get what I mean. I'm really, really happy there wasn't any of that. I was very scared that there was going to be. But it doesn't look like there was. And it's so much better for it. Oh, this is just fucking well written. It really is. Just like the last. But I could no longer see what I was even crashing into. I'd lost all sense of balance or direction, falling and colliding with whatever was in my way as I fell from the school building. That's probably what happened. An untold number of impacts left my ears ringing. It was a disturbing sound. Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that he is a person who was trying to go against God, go against the fate that was delivered to him? And yet at the same time, he is getting the most brutal impact. Most people, whenever they suicide, they just do it like that. They don't collide into a billion buildings so that their pain is maximised before they die. It just feels like a total attack. And yeah, losing all sense of balance and direction, and to someone who wants to keep his sister so near, it feels as if he's being mocked for his courage and his way of defying fate. But then again, I mean, what Tomosane said, it kind of alludes to the idea that he is very, very against the brutality of God, which I totally can see. I mean, on the seventh day, he rested. He could have removed suffering from the world. And that was kind of the theory. It was a disturbing sound. There was no pain. There was no light. No pain because of the fact that you're probably nearly dead. There was no light. Yeah, of course. Wow, that's impressive. The only thing I could feel was Asaki's warmth in my arms. Oh my god. Oh, you bastard. Oh, the game's so cruel for just making me feel so happy and then... Well, I mean... making us feel so happy about just how brilliant Tomosane is. And then we just see reality. The moon laughed. The moon laughed at me. The moon laughed at me. As if it hadn't just seen me take that fall. But why? As if it knew nothing of the impure things in this world. As if it was ignorant of the filthy, the spoiled, the rotten things on earth. It simply bathed us with its beautiful light. And it laughed at the world, dyed with blue moonlight underneath it. The moon laughed. Underneath that laughing moon, I could only fall and get beaten up. Oh my god, yeah. Beaten up by the unceasing blows of gravity. Fell powerless to do anything else. At the end, the moon came into view again. But it wasn't laughing at me with scorn. It looked truly sad. As if it was crying.
なんだよ、てめ
Lost?
え。俺を嘲笑ってたんじゃないのか。
So you weren't laughing at me?
俺を見て泣いてたのかよ。
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah. You cried as you watched me fall. Yeah, my weak, broken voice barely escaped my throat. My weak, broken voice barely escaped my throat. And I thought that I could still speak. I'm not sure if I was actually making any sound, though. Now that I think back on it, it was perfectly silent in that moment. The sound of the wind I'd heard before. The sound of the sirens. God, yeah, the sound of crashing into the building time and time again. All of those sounds had disappeared from the world. The silence was unbroken. And I thought to myself about how bad it was. In my life, up until that moment, I'd never experienced such a profound silence. It was an impossible silence. I thought it was the end. I thought I was done for.
とも兄さん。
What?
Hasaki.
Is this all a dream or something? Or is this 7 years ago?
とも兄さん。とも兄さん。
Tomo Nii-san.
無事だったのか。
You're safe.
とも兄さんが私を守ってくれ
That's
たから。
interesting.
だから私。
But then again, that does totally make sense. He was refusing for Hasaki to obviously grip. What was I going to say? He was refusing Hasaki to grip the arm that was his leg that was going to fall, and obviously refused to make it so that she would be taken with him. So in a way, sure, yeah, I can totally see that. But that's unusual. What is the nature of what has just happened? It looks like they are in a building, if anything. Yeah, you protected me, so I'm safe.
破ってばかりだったからな。やっとこれで約束を果たせた。
Yeah, that's interesting. I broke my promise so many times. I'm glad I was able to keep it this time.
ありがとう、とも兄さん。
Yeah, thank you, Tomo-nii-san.
じゃあこれでやっ
Then can this be the end?
嘘つき。
You lied.
と嘘つき。
What?
また約束破る気なの？
Yeah, if it's the end, they won't be able to they won't be able to protect each other. But I'm just so confused on how unusual everything that is going on here is. What's happening? Are you trying to break your promise again?
約束。
Promise?
そうだよ。約束した。
That's right, you promised.
今年の夏はあの
Oh
村
my
に
god,
帰ろう
yeah,
って。
yeah. Fair enough. This summer you said we were going back to the village.
あの裏。
The village?
そうだよ。沢井村。また二人で行くんだよ。
That's right, so I knew. We were going to go together.
そしてまた二人で登るんだよ。あの坂道。
We were going to climb that hill one more time together.
ひまわりが咲いたあの坂道を二人で。
We were going to see the blooming sunflowers again together.
あの坂道。
That hill, huh?
そうだよ。小さな私が越えられなかったあの坂道。
Yeah, that hill I could never climb when I was younger.
そしてお父さんが死んだあの日、とも兄さんが私を見つけてくれたあの坂の上。
The hill where you found me on the day you died. Yeah.
坂の上。
That hill. Yeah.
それヒーローがする約束じゃないな。
That's not a promise a hero should make.
だけど約束は約束だよ。
But a promise is a promise. Promise is a promise. Asaki usually never asks for anything from me. But still, I was so tired. I walked so far to get here. So now, Yuki knew. What's going on now? Oh. Field of sunflowers.
こんな山道歩くんですか？ 村まで
This
バ
was
ス
not what
な
I
い
was
んですか？
expecting. What? Oh my god, is it Hasaki and... Oh, I get it. So I'm assuming that Tomonii-san has died, and this is probably the ending where Hasaki in chapter 6 has been able to see the ends... Sorry, beyond Tsui no Sora. And then this is what is happening. Yeah. Oh, no. Who gives a fuck about that? The hike is way more important. I find that very interesting. Does kind of make sense in a way. If you pray, something can happen. That means, well, when you pray, you have an attachment. What somebody prays about, if obviously the prayer is full of emotion, I suppose it can really tell you about what has led to the passion that has... What has led to the passion that has led to a prey being able to be made. So I suppose when you think about that passion, if it's something that is really meaningful to you, it could be something that defines you and gives your life meaning to you. So I can see that. I can. This is so unusual though, it really is. And it's just interesting to think about the fact that this conversation is never happening, by the way, can I just mention? I really think that. I think that this conversation is, I hate to say it, but maybe just a delusion. No. It feels like the last things you see before you die. And it's interesting that the moon is sad, the moon is crying, and it's as if the moon wants to give... Well, no, it's just as if the world wants to give Tomonii-san the end that he deserves, really. Just feels like their spirits are reconnecting. Their physical selves couldn't reconnect to their emotions and their souls. I wonder if you could make a link to Kotomi in a way. Kotomi is the person who has a power to control the dead. So I suppose if you take it really supernaturally, you think that these people are the ones that are derived from her, then maybe you could think that they have, because they are dead now, they have a power to control themselves just temporarily? I don't know. I mean, it's just supernatural. If anything, it feels more like a dream than an actual scene here. Obviously, none of this ever happened, if you ask me. And I think this is just the ideal. This is just what Tomonii-san wanted. This is the ideal that he dreamed of. And if anything, it was kind of like the moon. He realised the moon was laughing at him, but in reality it was crying. And just for being able to realise that, maybe it was just fate granting him a dream. And, well, fate feeling as if it is so brutal, but then he realises that it sympathises with him, and then it's as if he gets a little reward for it.
がとう、とも兄さん。
It's just so awful to think about the fact that, I mean, this is the future that they deserve. They really do. It's just so horrible how there's, I mean, it's really, really hard not to take the days, the wonderful everyday for granted, really. You can only take, well, sometimes people take their days for granted, and yet other people like these, they would just do anything. They'd fight for their entire lives just to have normal days like other people do. It really is sad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's not even completed this, but it's just probably I'm gonna join you in heaven. So the hill of sunflowers is the first ending that we're going to be seeing, it seems. Do we really have to hike up this mountain? Aren't there buses that go to the village? Oh wow.
たく、何言ってるのよ。そんな大した距離じゃないわよ。
Oh my god,
大体誰もあんたのことなんて呼んでないでしょ。
This is going to be so fun, so I'm assuming this is in chapter. This is just like a continuation of chapter 6. Obviously, Tomo-ni-san isn't going to be there, but still, it's going to be fun to see all of this. And yeah, and I just find it so sad to think about the fact that this is so true. He has walked so far, he is so tired, and he's been able to get there. The only thing is he's got there at the worst time, because obviously he's died before he can ever connect with Hasaki. But I think it's nice that he died with the thought that he had accepted his promise and he had protected Hasaki. Jeez, what are you complaining for now? It's not that far. No one asked you. No one asked you to come anyway. God. Properly nice treatment from Master there.
はさきちゃん大丈夫なの？こんな山道。
She will, my god. Will Hasaki be okay walking so far?
全然平気ですよ。
My god, Hasaki looks so much taller. Wow. I'm just fine. A summer day. We walked along the side of the road. The rays of the summer sun pierced us. Blue sky stretched overhead. Oh, I can totally imagine it. Great white clouds dotted the sky. The trees were full of green. We walked through just such a scene. Every time the wind blew. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's not the wild grass. Oh, this is a properly rural the babbling of a brook. The smell of an earth. The smell of earth under our feet. My father was born in this town. It was called Sawaimura. It was. I know a lot about this village. You grew up here. For instance, I know the autumn breeze. The season when the valleys of Sawaimura are dyed with a beautiful scarlet sunset. That must be so, so cool. When I first saw the trees bathed in scarlet, I was... Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I don't blame her, especially because of the fact that she was a proper city girl as well. When they saw that, two people... Oh my god, yeah. I think it's just so nice that she can remember everything with happiness. And that she's properly gotten over her trauma as well. When they saw that, Tomomi-san and Yuki-san laughed at me. For instance, I know the chill of the winter. The winters here are colder than in Tokyo. Makes sense. The clouds floating in from the ocean sprinkle. Oh yeah. Endless snowflakes upon the village. During the winter, all the children romp through a snowy wonderland. Oh, I can imagine that. That must be so fun. Throwing snowballs, building snowmen, and even constructing little wing. Oh my god, yeah, that was really funny, especially. I wonder if that's a little tradition now after Hasaki came. She never knew what an igloo was, and they built her one, and she was really quite shocked. Very, very cold, but still fun. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I'd love to go there. For a child, it was heaven on earth. Yeah, fair. That's one of the best memories I have of my childhood. Yeah. This is the place that defined you. It really is. For instance, I know the greening spring. Yeah, the spring in Sawaimura brings change to every pastoral landscape. The white land is suddenly alive with green. Oh yeah, totally, yeah. The cherry blossoms fall upon yesterday's snows. That's well put, yeah. The one season where the cherry blossoms are free to dance. The season where we see life in all of its vigour. Yeah, I can see that. And I suppose summer's kind of the same in a way. It's a bit more significant with spring though. And with the budding of new green leaves on all of the trees. I like the cherry blossoms, but I love to watch the green buds on the Zelkova's branches. There's a tree there. Just search it up, see what it looks like. Also, it is a plant that originates in Japan. This is what it looks like. It's very nice, especially in the autumn. Fucking hell, this is amazing. That's a really cool looking plant. Then when the verdant green of this alcova gradually deepens into a lusher shade. Summer comes. Yep, same here. We're near the sea, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. We get very saturated air. Especially if you have higher temperatures, I'd assume. The summer in Sawamura is hot and muggy. The beams of the sun seem to illuminate the entire world. But the shade under a tree's boughs can be far colder than any shelter from the sun and dog. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh sorry, cooler. I misread that. Sawamura is just such a village.
いやー、なんでこんな村に戻ってきたんでしょうかね。
Yeah, I find this description of it so pleasant, and it really, really is just Hasaki totally looking back at her life. And the thing is about trauma, she is incredibly strong for thinking about the fact that even though something as awful as that did happen, she can still look back and appreciate the good without instinctively thinking about the bad. So why did we come all the way out here again?
まあ確かに保釈中ですし、行動はわかるんですけど、 こっちとしては迷惑な話ですね。
I can understand that he finally got out on bail and all, but this whole trip is just a pain in the butt if you ask me. Oh god. I was finally starting to enjoy the atmosphere out here in the mountains when Kimura spoiled the mood with his complaints. Fair enough.
気分ぶち壊しです。
You're ruining the atmosphere.
え、なんで僕がいると気分ぶち壊しなの？
I love that he's so concerned and he doesn't even realise as well. Huh? How am I doing that?
そりゃそうでしょう。久しぶりの田舎なんだから。だいたい迷惑とか誰もあんたなんか呼んでないわよ。勝手についてきてさ。
God, he sounds so pissed off. That's hilarious. We're finally out here in the country and all you can do is complain. It's not like we ask you to come either. You just decided to tag along.
まあそうなんですけど、これも仕事なんでね。
Yeah, I guess so, but this is my job, you know. Yeah, just going where you're never invited, just tagging along.
たく、もうほとんど無罪確定なんだから。ついてきたって面白い記事なんて書けないわよ。
Come on, we already know that he's not going to be convicted. There's no way you're going to find any dirt to base a good art. Who?
まあ世間的にはまだ気になることが多いんですよ。
Sure, but there are still a lot of people out there that are interested in what happens.
だから言葉わからない人ね。この村に関わることなんて記事にしたら。
I feel bad for Hasaki. She's just trying to enjoy the atmosphere. The summer atmosphere in her school uniform, it looks like. You don't get it, do you? If you write about what happened in this village, I'll kill you.
静かな村なんだからかき回さないでよ。
No, I like that. Yeah, this is a peaceful village. Don't disturb the peace.
はい、
What's happened?
善処します。
Yes, sir, as you say. The end of summer. It was a month after that happened. For some reason, it was decided that a ceremony would be held in honor of my father. Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. That's why we were walking along this same familiar road. Okay, sure. I mean, I understand that, but I just don't really understand everything about, yeah, the conviction. Who is going to be convicted? Oh god, that's brutal. The same road where we walked next to our father. Yeah, I walked this same road the first time I came to Salhamudar with my father.
あ、
Oh. The promised place. That's how I thought of it back then. Even now, this place makes my heart race. Last time I was here with my father. Even then, my heart was... Oh yeah, totally. She was terrified. I feel bad for her. Yeah, it was the first time I met my new son. I heard that we lived together 3 years before that, but I was too young to remember. Yeah. I didn't know what kind of person he was. Oh, she found out. My heart race of anticipation.
とも兄さん。
Come on, Nisan.
葉崎、
Saki. The person who turned to look at me was my brother. It was just like the first time we met. He looked scary, but... Oh yeah, totally. But he was actually an incredibly kind brother.
とも兄さん、待った。
Oh, Nisan, did we make you
あ
up?
あ、すげえなった。 ほら見ろよ、こんな時間だぞ。
Isn't it interesting what's going on here? Because let's be honest, this guy was about to just say a scenario like this could never happen. Okay, so my interpretation of this is that it's the continuation of Looking Glass Insect's alternative scenario. That's what I think this is. Because there is no other scenario in which it could be possible for Tomo-sane to be here without a Deus Ex Machina, which I live in fear of those infesting stories. Seen enough in Higurashi and Umineko, to be honest. I mean, some of them are brilliant, but others just don't like. I think my best example of the one that I really don't like is, if you guys have read Miyotsukushi PS2 from Higurashi. If you haven't, then don't worry, but if you do, you'll know what I'm talking about in the ending. Yeah, I've been standing here for ages. Jeez, look at the time.
なんであんた目覚まし時計持ってきてるのよ。
Wow, why do you have an alarm clock with you?
この村じゃあんまり時間気にしないからな。腕時計とか持ってないんだよ。
He doesn't have a phone as well. Well, good for him. The people in this village don't pay much attention to the time, and it's not like I own a wristwatch.
え、携帯電話とかは？
Huh? What about your cell phone?
バカか。アンテナ立ってるわけないだろ。
Yeah, you can still play shitty offline mobile games. Yeah, good way to kill the time, obviously. Obviously. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's not. Probably the most boring way, if anything. Are you stupid? There's no way I get a signal out here.
なんですと？
Wait, is he a phone addict or something? What did you say?
それ困るよ。だってさ、
Okay, he does
会社から
actually have a
緊
good
急の
point.
連絡とか来たらさ。
That's scary. What if there was an emergency and someone got hurt?
だからさ、誰もあんたのことなんて呼んでないんだから帰ればいいでしょうね。
You're fucking damn, he's brutal. I told you, no one asked to come. Go home if you want.
逆に、なんで来たんですか、木村さん。
Ah, Tomo-san knows. Yeah. Why did you come, Kimura-san?
取材だよ。
I'm investigating.
へえ、仕事熱心なんですね。でも、この村での出来事とか書いたら、普通に殺しますよ。
I find it so funny that everybody's saying this. Actually, hang on a second. I mean, I just need to piece this together. How can it be the case that... No, wait, hang on a second. In Looking Glass's Insect's alternative ending, it is still possible for these people to meet because Kimura, the only reason he's interested in everybody is because of the fact that there is lots of drug use that is going on and he's interested in how it occurs with young people. Of course, somebody like him would be interested in Tomo-sane's goings on. So it can still all happen. All of it. How are you now? You're such a good little reporter. Just so you know, I'll kill you if you write an article about what happened in this village. I find it so funny that both of these people, Hasaki and Toshiro, they are so happy with themselves.
ダメ、そう言って僕の D3 とか狙わないで。
What? No, don't make fun of my D3 like that.
たく、なんなんだか
Yeah,
この男は。
Who doesn't think that? Let's be honest. Jesus, this guy really gets on my nerves.
普通に保釈されたね。
Yeah, so you really did get out on bail.
何でも社会復帰を阻害することになりかねないとかなんとか。
They did say that they wanted to help me blend into society again someday.
まあ、あれだけ多重人格の証拠があればね。
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And there was a lot of evidence that you really did have multiple personalities.
特に君の場合は、あの事件を刺されてまで止めようとした事実もあるし。
And you even got stabbed while you were trying to stop that accident from happening. Oh, never mind then.
でも病院にも入れられませんでしたけどね。
Yeah, honestly, I can see that. So they probably realise that if they look after him and if they make it so that he is someone who is really, really prioritised, they can do great things, and that's what they've done, and good for them. I'm just genuinely surprised that this has worked. I'm surprised they didn't want to put me in an institution or something, though.
だってもういないんだろ、間宮拓司君は。
Good. But Mamiya Takuji is gone now.
そうですね。
What about Kotomi? I really do wonder what's going on with her. That's right. Yeah, that's interesting. Mamiya Takuji's personality never surfaced again after that day. Or rather, no one else's personality ever took control of my body again. Even Yuki's. Isn't that interesting? From the time I wake up in the morning until the time I sleep at night, I live my life normally, without a... Oh yeah, good for you. Wow. That's a hint of discontinuity. All the symptoms of PID were completely cured.
まあ間宮拓司君は目的を果たしたんだろうから、
Oh yeah, no.
もう
That is a
現れ
good
る
point.
必
He
然
has
も
been
ないよ
returned
ね
to。the sky. Well, Mamiya Takuji could accomplish this objective. He'll never appear again.
さあ間宮の家まで歩くわよ。
Let's get going. We have to walk to the Mamiya house.
まだ歩くんですか？
We have to walk more.
当たり前です。というか本当に木村さん帰った方がいいですよ。
Of course you do. You should really go home, Kimura-san.
そんなこと言わないでよ。冷たいな。
Everybody's saying it. They say that you're being too cold. So I just find it really interesting to think about what the true nature of everything that has gone on here is. So I mean, obviously, Tomosan was trying to stop the accident that had taken place. He had still been stabbed, so that implies that all of these people have been killed, and he has had so many people that are dead under his name, and yet at the same time, society was kind, and they didn't put him in an institution, which is really surprising. And it just feels, if anything, this just feels so good. This ending, and the fact that he's been cured, the fact that he can live a life with all of the people that he loves now, it just feels so contradictory though. How is it possible? I just don't really understand what's happened here, if I'm going to be honest. But then again, if that was the case, then maybe it was the case that Tomosane and Hasaki, they had always been able to reach each other's promises. They had destroyed fate because what was going on there was potentially going on inside his head, and he never jumped off. And then all of that conversation with Hasaki and Tomo-ni-san, that was just distorted with his worldview, maybe. And maybe what actually happened was different to what we saw. I don't know, I'm just really confused on how this happened. I'll go with that theory for now, because it's the most convincing. Don't say that, you're being too cold.
ただいま。
I'm back.
お、友さね早いね。
Okay. Yeah. This is a bit weird. Oh, Tomo-san, you're early.
あ、ゆきさんですね。
So this really does feel like a dream world. Never mind then. Oh, wait, no. Oh, Yuki-san, right?
うん、ゆきねだよ。久しぶり、はざきちゃん。
That's really unusual. Yeah, it's me, Yuki, yeah. It's been a while, Hasaki-chan.
どうしたんですか？
Oh, you
早
don't
く家
realise
の中に入
anything.
りましょうよ。
Well, what's wrong? Let's go inside already.
Oh, そうね。
Yeah. Oh, that looks amazing. When I was released, I was entrusted to this village. I'm sure that part of it was just because they didn't want the mass media to harass me, but I'm also certain that's not the only reason why the doctors decided this village would be the best place for me. Oh, think about it. It's isolated from society, it's serene, it's peaceful, it's beautiful, and it's just calming. It's so much more calming than life of the city. It would be very hard to get a job, get money, get food, get supplies, get, deliveries. Yeah, let's just not think about that. I mean, let's be honest, things like those, they can be worked around, but obviously they are worthy prices they are worthwhile prices to be paid if this is a good place to live, which it is. I'm sure that part of it was just because they didn't want the mass media to harass me, but I'm also certain that's not the only reason why the doctors decided this village would be the best place for me. I really do feel like this is a dreamed up scenario. I feel like this is just the ideal scenario. This is the ideal and the best case scenario of everything that would go on after after Tomosane has beaten Takuji. Firstly, Tomosane beats Takuji rather than suiciding with Hasaki. Sure, I suppose you could have that. Yeah, and I think the reason why I think it's a dream is just because everything seems way too good to be true. I mean, for example, why would somebody kill over 100 people? And by leading Tsunosora, lead a cult? Oh. Fuck delusions, non-consensually, let's just say. Well, literally, yeah, the drugged Kagami scene. Well, then again, I mean, let's be honest, there were no witnesses to any of these things apart from Hasaki, and there's no one who can really prove what has gone on. The only thing that can be proved is the suicides, which he led. But, yeah. The fact that he wasn't sent to a mental asylum or just some sort of really evil institution, I think that shows a lot. That just shows something that would never happen in the real world. This just shows the scenario that is filled with love. It really does. Shows the best possible event. And also, did I mention Yuki? I mean, I don't really think that she's alive. I'm sure that part of it was just because they didn't want the mass media to harass me, but yeah, good point. Yeah. This person has had some very, very good doctors as well, and funnily enough, Kotomi hasn't done anything to intervene. But I'm also certain that's not the only reason why the doctors decided this village would be the best place for me. Yeah. So now I have to travel to the nearest city. Oh yeah, fair. Once a week to see a psychologist. Yeah.
で、どうだった久しぶりの山道はさ。
I think it's so pleasant to see just a scenario in a story that is so filled with tragedy where, well, yeah, sure, a ridiculous amount of tragedy has happened. But this situation had a scenario where Yuki never died. So how did the mountain road here treat you after all this time? I just thought of something. Did we actually ever get a confirmation that Yuki was dead? Genuine question. Because after this, we've never gone back to village name. Oh God, it's not Midoriyama. I don't know why I'm thinking of the Uzumaki one. Oh yeah, just yeah, Sawaimura. Yeah, to be fair, because they have never gone back to Sawaimura, so will we? No. Then again, no. It did seem very likely that from all of the description that we saw yesterday that she did die. I think it's more likely she did. I think this is just the wonderful everyday. The embodiment of it. How did the mounted road here treat you after all this time?
ゆきさんはどうでした？
How was it for you, Yuki-san? Yeah, she's totally gone away as well.
私はもともとがこの村の生まれだからあんまり気にならないよ。
I was born in this village, so I don't really care one way or another.
何言ってるんだよ。ネットが使えねえとか最初騒いでたじゃねえかよ。
What are you talking about? Earlier you were making a fuss because there's no internet out here.
だってさ、アンサイクロペディアとかで調べ物できないんだよ。世の中知らないことばかりなのに。
How am I stuff? How am I supposed to look stuff up on Uncyclopedia without the internet? There's so much stuff I don't know. I just feel like that's some sort of copyrighted way of saying Wikipedia. The copyrighted substitute.
いや、どこの世界にアンサイクロペディアで調べ物するやつ
Oh,
が
right,
い
so
るん
they
だ
are
よ。
different things. Let's see.
せめてウィキペディアにしておけよ。
Who the hell uses Uncyclopedia to do research in the first place? Let's use Wikipedia to do it.
アンサイクロペディアをなめるなよ。
Don't underestimate the power of Uncyclopedia. Pedia.
いや、そんなこと力説されても。
I don't know about it. It's because it doesn't exist.
でも結構早く着きました。
We all got here pretty early though.
そうだね。もっと遅くなると思ったよ。
Yeah, I didn't expect you guys to evening.
いや、それでも15分ぐらい遅刻だからな。待たされる身にもなってくれ。
What? You guys were still 15 minutes late and I like that, and I was the one waiting up on you guys. It is a cycle of lateness. If only people organise stuff better. Oh, what are we seeing here? The end of summer. Even at the end of summer, the sun shone high in the sky. Cumulonimbi gathered strength far off in the distance. Yeah, those clouds will probably rain torrents of water later. But seeing torrents outside of piracy is weird. That just feels like something you'd only see when that word is only something you'd see when associating it with piracy. It feels so weird to see it outside. The season was coming to an end. Oh god, yeah. The day of last death had finally come. It had been 8 years since that day. And so we all returned to that same village. Sawaimura. It's the place where Hasaki and I met, and the place where I met Yuki and Master too. Oh yeah, this is the place where their lives... It's so sad to say, but it's the place where their lives finished. But it's also the place where they began. Had it not been for the finish that happens outside of this dream, it would so... Oh yeah, by the way, can I just mention that stab wound was really deep. Tomo-san probably couldn't have possibly survived that. I think it's honestly a wonder that he was able to survive to Tsuino Sora anyway. But, yeah. And obviously in It's My Own Invention, in Kimika's ending, I think it's a wonder something like that happened as well. Sawaimura. It's the place where Hasaki and I met, and the place where I met Yuki and Master as well. But I was living with Hasaki for a while before, but she was just a baby, so she didn't remember me. Yeah, but they truly met there. I mean, you don't remember anything from when you were a kid, but you do remember things from when you were... Sorry, a baby, but you do remember things from when you were a young kid, so of course. Oh, God, yeah. Tomorrow they would hold a ceremony for my father. Though this year wasn't actually a notable anniversary of his death. The closest would be the 10th anniversary, but it still hadn't quite been 10 years. Interesting that it wasn't held on the 7th anniversary, what? Oh, wait, no, hang on a second. Wait, I'm just seeing things a bit odd. Yeah, that makes sense. But our grandmother who still lives here. God, she's still alive, good for her. But our grandmother who still lives here said that it was normal to hold a ceremony for the 7th anniversary of her death in the Buddhist tradition. Yeah, but then again, 7 years to mark 7 anniversaries, surely. Oh wait, 8 years since he died. Wait, no, so... Wait, no, I'm just getting a bit confused. Yeah, I told her that it had actually been 8 years since he died, of course. I think this ceremony really was being held for my sake. Yeah, I see that. Interesting. It had been a long time since I came back to this village. Don't care about those stuffy Buddhist anniversary traditions, but I'm sure a lot of my old acquaintances would come back to this village if we held an event. Yeah. That's probably why they were doing it. A monk came to see us at the temple. He recited some kind of sutra. I listened to the boring. I just find it so sweet that he is such a centre of the village, that he is the one who is able to revolve around everyone. The village revolves around him, and as a result of that, he is able to... Oh no, as a result of the village revolving around him, he's the centre of attention. People want to celebrate the fact that he is doing alright and he is having the best possible scenario happen to him. Will you just get on with it already? Who said that? Oh, yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Oh, I love it. He's just like Nobukatsu Kimura in a way, but just because of the fact that, oh, you have so many nice things. People are doing the best for you. Like Kimura, he was in the best possible scenery, but what can he do? Just complain. It's like an English person with the weather. Fucking hell. Never okay. Oh, that was a good click. Now let's do another good click. Looked out the window. The bright rays of the sun still rained down on the land outside.
空青いね。
The sky is polluted.
坊さんがお経を読んでる時に喋るなよ。
Says the person that just talked. Don't talk while the monk is reciting the sutras.
青い空っていいよね。
That's so funny. Oh my god. I feel bad for these people though. I mean... Oh, they really don't care though. It's funny. It just so sounds like something that Yuki would do. She must be very hard work at school. Don't you like the blue sky?
お前嫌いだって言ってただろ。
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. You were the one who said you hated it.
なんだよ。その後にちゃんと青空も好きだって言っただろ。
What do you mean? I told you that I really liked blue skies after that.
それはタバコの火が消えないからとか理由だろ。
Yeah, that's only because it's easier to light a cigarette when the weather is good.
なんだよ。そんなことで好きになったらダメなのかよ。
There were a billion other things you could think about of why you would like a blue sky, and that's the first thing you come to. Okay, Yuki. Well, just don't get lung cancer, then you won't like the blue sky anymore. Well, is that not a good enough reason for you?
ユキさんって青空嫌いだったんですか？
Didn't you hate blue skies, Yuki-san?
まあね。なんだろう。空が怖いんじゃね？
Oh, that's funny. She's honest with Hasaki, but not with Tomo-san. She's still being picky with him just for a joke. Well, I mean, yeah, don't you think the sky is really scary?
空が怖い。
The sky's scary.
だってさ、私ってば空から落ちてるし。
Because I fell from the sky once.
それ言ったら私なんか2回も落ちてます。
Yeah, fair. Oh, now that you mention it, I fell twice. Ah, yes, I just fell off the school rooftop casually. Yeah, just casually
Demo-san.
mentioning it.
ちゃんと生きてるじゃん。
But you're still alive, right? The soul is sure.
1回目は私。 2回目は友実が守ってくれたからさ。
The first time it was me, and the second time it was Tomo-sana who protected you.
ああ、俺はちゃんと生きて帰ってきたがな。
Yeah, but I actually survived doing it.
そりゃお前がヒーローだからだろ。ヒーローは死なないだろ。
That's because you're a hero. Heroes don't die. Oh, I like that, yeah.
ヒーローは死なないか。
It gives a proper reason for the dream to be as significant as possible. Heroes don't die, huh? And isn't it interesting, all of this scorning of, all of this cursing fate that scorned him, he, even though it looked as if he was in the hands of a powerless and powerful, and he was merciless as a powerful enemy, and he was merciless as a result, because of the fact that he was a hero, even though he felt as if he was in the worst disposition, he was in the best advantage possible. Heroes don't die, huh?
法要が終わったらさ、またあのひまわり見に行こうよ。
When the ceremony is over, let's go see the sunflowers again.
いいですね。
That sounds good.
行こうぜ。
葉崎大丈夫なのか？
It's just so
遠いぞ。
cool for something like this. I mean, it's so happy. It really, really is happy, and it's just the best case scenario. And you know, it also is. Oh, I don't know, something that can't ever happen, and that's just what makes me so sad. And I just find it interesting to think about the fact that no matter how absurdly evil Takuji is. Oh yeah, can I just mention, it's so good for Takuji to be in a really isolated place in this dream, just because of the fact that anywhere in society would completely... Oh, he'd be known everywhere he went. Especially if he was in a local place, if he was living in psychopath Kotomi's house. Well, don't live next to a source of the trauma, by the way, can I just mention that? Yeah. By the way, I really do wonder what would have happened if Takuji saw Kotomi. Like, Mamiya Takuji's personality saw Kotomi. It would probably be like this. Actually, never mind. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Episode 14? Yeah. Oh my fucking god, I know the episode number. That's so sad. Yo, what's up, everyone? Shit. Yeah, this is probably what he'd see. Look at me there. Like a fucking idiot, to be honest with you. Oh my god. Saki, will you be okay? It's a long walk.
大丈夫に決まってるよ。だって小さい時に登れたもん。
Of course I'll be okay. Climbed that hill when I was really little. So I just find it really interesting that everything that was going on with Tomo-sana in Jabberwocky 2, it's kind of like the old Tomo-sana being replayed and told all of his memories and being told snapshots of the things that defined him and his life. So, and obviously we're seeing that as well. So I suppose it does kind of make sense that all of Jabberwocky 2 is kind of just a dream. And I suppose that's why it is Jabberwocky. It's a meaningless, a nameless, a meaningless existence because of the fact that it doesn't exist. That's kind of my interpretation. Of course I'll be okay. I climbed that hill when I was really little.
でもあの頃はこの年に慣れてただろう。今じゃずっと都会暮らしだ。
Sticks, I love it. But you were used to living out in the sticks. Now you're in the city.
もし歩けなくなったら、友実がおぶっていくから問題ないだろ。
She can't walk anywhere, then you can just carry her. There's no problem.
勝手に決めるな。
Don't decide that for me. Cumulonimbi. Why is Skaggy so obsessed with cumulonimbi? Don't decide that for
なん
me.
だよ。ヒーローなんだろ？
Oh my god, good point. What's wrong? Aren't you the hero here?
なんでヒーローがそんな何でもやみたいなことになってるんだよ。
I love that. Why does a hero have to act like a servant now? It feels like something you'd hear in Umineko. Beautiful.
すごい。
Yep, I agree, Hasaki. Oh my god, this is such an amazing picture. And isn't it funny that this is the first thing we ever saw in Subarashiki Hibi? It really, really is. But then again, I mean, it totally makes sense because it feels like whenever we see the sunflowers within their full, well, I don't really want to say bloom because they don't actually use the sun in order to bloom, but, well, they're just looking in their utmost beauty and they're reflecting the sun and they are just staring at all of us. And they're just saying, look at me, look at how beautiful I am. And, yeah, it just reminds me of chapter 1 in a way because it was a complete dream and that's the first thing we saw. Oh, it's amazing.
ひまわりだらけだな。
There are so many sunflowers.
私らも今年見るの初めてだな。
Wow, yeah, it must be amazing. It really must be. This is the first time I've seen them this year too.
そうなの？
Really?
うん。葉崎ちゃん来るから、その時に一緒に見ようって決めてたんだよ。
I knew you were coming, so the two of us decided we wanted to see them together with you. That's really nice, yeah. Oh, decided. Oh. We didn't really make a decision like that, but we had a sort of unspoken agreement. But if we were going to see them, there's no reason why we wouldn't wait for Hasaki to be with us. Yeah, totally. This hill is one of those places.
なんかひまわりってこんな大きかったんだ。
But to be fair, they do look really big. She does have a good point.
そうだね。
Yeah, they're huge.
私あれから大きくなったからあの時よりもひまわりが小さく見えると思ってたよ。
Yeah. Grown a lot since last time, so I thought they would look way smaller.
どっちにしてもひまわりは人間より大きいからね。逆にさ、花の部分に近づいた分大きく見えるのかもね。
Either way, sunflowers are still taller than a person. Yeah, it's unbelievable. You're closer to the flower now, so they probably look even bigger than before. It was very contradictory.
そうか。あの頃は小さすぎてそのてっぺんがよく見えなかったから。
That's right. I was so small that I could barely see the tops of them.
そういうことだね。まあ世の中には自分が大きくなっても大きいまんまなものもあるってことだよ。
That is fair. That's probably it. Besides that, there are things in the world that are probably always going to be bigger than you, no matter how much you grow.
そうですね。ひまわりはずっと大きかった。
Yeah, the sunflowers will always be big.
なんだよ。さっきから黙って。
What? What's wrong? You haven't said anything in a while.
うん。
Yeah.
何？相変わらずひまわりは陰気臭いってか？死人に手向けられる花みたいだって。
Yeah. What, you think the sunflowers are still just depressing? You always said that they look like they're reaching out to the dead.
いや、あんまりそうとは思わないけどな。
No, I don't really think that anymore.
そっか。それはよかった。
Oh, well, that's good.
そうなのか。
You think?
だってさ、もう死人に花を手向ける必要はないだろ。
Oh, that's a really unusual way of thinking about it.
死人に手向ける花はないか。
So there are no flowers that reach out to the dead now?
そういうこと。
That's right.
ねえ、坂登ろうよ。
Come on, let's keep going. That was a really quite interesting scene. I think it's just really quite sweet in this scene, just seeing the extent of how much Hasaki has grown up. And also, it's just funny, Hasaki is growing more than any of the other ones are, definitely. Yeah, no, I see. I mean, it's just probably just an unspoken agreement just because of the fact that also it would feel wrong to see a place that is so significant to Hasaki. I think it's significant to Hasaki more than any of these other people. It would just feel wrong to see a place like this without her. It really would be. Yeah, and I like the fact that they don't need to face the dead anymore because, yeah, there aren't any flowers that reach out to the dead because I suppose this is a dream. All of the people that should have died, let's be honest, all 3 of these people should realistically be dead. But the only thing is, all of it is being replayed through a dream. Well, not replayed, but this is the dream that we are seeing here. So, I mean, of course it's the case that there is no dead that needs to be reached out because, I mean, even though the dead have quite obviously occurred, well, even though events of people dying have obviously occurred, there aren't any more events that have occurred. No, totally. There doesn't need to be any flower that reaches out to the dead because all of the dead that are in their lives, they've been able to conquer. There aren't any flowers that... Actually, flowers reaching out to the dead, that's a really unusual concept. Flowers that reflect the sun. And, well, no, I suppose flowers that grow. Some flowers that when they grow they need the sun, but then when they bloom they no longer need the sun. I suppose they need the sun, they need light as a means of guidance, and then they can go on independently. And I suppose that's kind of like with Tomosane in a way, because when he has his father, he's kind of like a sunflower in a way, because he needs guidance and he needs help processing just what the hell has happened. But the only thing is, because of the fact that he has no guidance, he finds it so much harder. Wait, no, actually, no, I can't say that. I don't think that's fully accurate. No, I suppose it's like any person in general, really. They need guidance before they can go on by themselves. It's just unusual that they face to the dead. Also, I suppose if they reach out to the dead, surely they give the dead the light and... Oh, then again. Right, let me see if there's any symbolism. Yeah, they bring joy and positivity, symbolising strength, good fortune, admiration and loyalty. Which I suppose is everything that somebody like Mamiya Hiro would have, so I suppose giving him sunflowers on his grave is just a means of representing just how good of a man he was. Yeah, hope and optimism in different times through mythology and culture. That makes sense, because I suppose you could think that there is no hope that is needed now, because there is nothing that could possibly go wrong. All of the people who could possibly die haven't. We climbed up that same hilly road. Masaki laughed and played as we walked. Shit. Oh yeah, I can see that. I kind of have places that I feel the same with. Yeah, I like that. Even that foggy hilltop in the distance, which she thought she could never reach, was now a pleasant walk to the top. That was a scene which changed with the passing of time. Wow.
すごい綺麗
Oh my god, that's so sweet. Yeah. Oh, she's properly re-experiencing it. I've never seen Hasaki so happy in my life.
すごいすごい空がこんなに大きい
believe how big the sky is.
こんなだったんだな、この丘の風景って。
So this is what it looks like from the top of the hill.
そうだな。
Oh yeah. Even in my memory, the view from the hill was always beautiful, even though this is where all of it happened. Isn't it odd to think about the fact that they have the most beautiful and yet the most disgusting memories associated in a place like this? But this is really interesting that in the dream world, it's as if all of the horrible memories are. Well, I mean, obviously they are there and they clearly have happened because of the fact that Takuji has had the ID, but as we can see by the person standing to our right, it's not necessarily the case that they would have had as big of an impact because of the fact that Yuki hadn't died. So I think that means that he can recover more easily. I feel like Tomosane, normally, I just don't know whether, even if he recovered. Actually, no, I think if Tomosane recovered normally, he would find it very challenging to do this and to appreciate the village that obviously everything has happened in again. But I think if he conquers his issues, sure, he can. Anytime. But at that moment, it was even more beautiful than I remembered. It was a perfectly ordinary landscape. It was a perfectly ordinary world. This scene will probably never, ever change. Might use that as a profile picture or something. And it was very beautiful.
Yuki,
Yuki.
いつまでなんだ。
Oh, what? How long do you
何
have?
が？
What do you mean?
いつまでもこのままってわけにはいかないんだろう。
Only you could be here forever. But we both know that you can't.
空綺麗だね。
The sky is so pretty.
あ、
エロゲとかだとさ、実は生き量でユキさんは実は生きてましたとかあるんだけどね。
This was some eroge, and you probably find out that I was a vengeful spirit. And the real Yuki-san was actually living her life without a clue about what was happening.
お前の墓はちゃんとあるよ。
But you have a grave and everything.
そうそう。だいぶ前に私の体を燃やされて灰になっちまってるんだよね。
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's been a while since my body was cremated and turned into ash. Why, it's just the most normal thing people say every day. The night that I came to Sawaimura, Yuki came back to me. Yeah, but unlike before, her personality didn't take the place of mine. It really just feels as if this is a dream. It's a reward for realising what he truly is, who Tomosane truly is. It feels as if something like this is what he always deserved, but he was never able to have. On days like these, because of horrible, sick women like Kotomi, have been cruelly taken away from him. But unlike before, her personality didn't take the place of mine. Unbelievable, yeah. She just hung around in my vicinity, like some kind of ghost.
お前って幽霊なのか。
Are you a ghost?
さあ、脳の不具合じゃないの？
Who knows? Maybe I'm just proof that your brain isn't working like it should. Good
な
point.
ら
Yeah.
幻覚か。
And you're a hallucination?
そうじゃないの？
What's Sasaki gone? Can I just mention, or is she just staring at everything in complete fascination? Don't you think so?
だってそうじゃないと。
Because if I'm not, then
そうじゃないと。
I'm not, then what?
ユキさん、クローバーがありますよ。
Yeah, if I'm not a hallucination. Well, sorry, if I am a hallucination, how is it the case that somebody else is acknowledging me, or is it a collective hallucination? It's either one or many.
マジで？ じゃあ四つ葉もあるかもよ。
Seriously? Then there might be a 4-leaf clover. Oh, that's funny. A giggling Yuki ran over to Hasaki. Hallucination. Oh, that's cruel. If she was a hallucination, then the fact that Hasaki could see her too means that... I looked up at the blue sky. It's the most close and yet the most distant. It's the world that envelops people. And yet at the same time it's the world that is infinite in a way. It's just such a weird concept. It's cool though, it really is. The sky is the most distant world that a human being can ever lay eyes upon. Yeah, you can even say that the distance separating us from that world is infinite. And that's what we have, hanging above at us all times, spread over our head. Totally. Yeah, if you think about it, that's really bizarre. I will never forget Tomosane and Zakuro's day, obviously within the personality of Yuki, on the boat. We live on the ground, surrounded by finite things, small things which change as time passes. Those are the things we're surrounded by as we live out our lives. We live out our normal lives surrounded by those things. Yeah. But directly above us, there's something that none of us can ever reach. None of us can ever know where that limit even lies. Yeah. The infinite is always spread over our heads. Hanging above this common sense, there is an infinite vastness which is always present. Yeah. And it's totally weird. It's cool, but it's weird.
神秘とは世界がいかにあるかではなく、世界があるというそのことである。
It is not how things are in the world that is mystical, but that it exists. Yeah, totally.
限界づけられた全体として世界を感じること、これが神秘なのだ。はい。
Feeling the world as a limited whole. It is this that is mystical. Right?
あ、そうだな。
Yeah, that's it.
どうだ、四つ葉のクローバーは見つかったか？
Oh, they're definitely gonna find it. I bet you anything.
全然見つからな
Oh,
いよ。
damn. Can't find any at all.
そうか。
Is that so? Oh my god, wow, what a CG. Oh. Oh, this is so sweet. The two of them were trying with all their might to find a four-leaf clover. Why do they need to find something like that? I remember searching for four-leaf clovers when I was a child. But I never managed to find one. Four-leaf clover. For some reason, that word made me recall the image of a golden angel in my memory. One golden angel is worth a prize toy. Oh my god, that's hilarious. By the way, you can get a prize for 5 silver angels too. It's just that in my mind, those 4-leaf clover that I could never find is like one of those rare golden angels, since you could just trade one golden angel for a prize. When I told Hasaki about it, she said,
金のエンジェルは出ないけど、銀のエンジェルは結構出るんだよ。私は何度も出たことがあったもん。
Are they talking about a video game or what? I've never seen a gold angel, but the silver ones aren't that hard to get. I've seen a bunch of those. Then you've gotten the prize before? Or an arcade game?
4枚ぐらいまで集まるんだけどさ、最後の1枚が全然出なくて、そのうち忘れちゃって。
Collected 4, but I never get the last one. Pretty soon I forgot about it.
最後の1枚が出た時に思い出すんだよね。ああ、4枚まで集めてたのに。
Then I remembered when I finally found another one. Oh, I had 4 of these before. She had 4 at one point, but she lost them somewhere. Oh god. Even though she carefully collected them for so long, eventually she lost interest and forgot about them. When she finally found the last one, she remembered that she'd been collecting them.
四つ葉のクローバー見つからないな。
I wonder if this is a reference to some sort of Japanese arcade game. What's going on? If you can't find it, then you need to keep looking. You can just keep looking until you find it. Looks like the sun is setting. But once you do find it, if Yuki or Hasaki really did find that lucky 4-leaf clover here on the hill, then... Oh, the sun's properly setting. Well, that's why it's probably better that she didn't find that last angel. It's better to have one last something to look for. Oh, that's interesting. Oh wow, what a CG. Oh, this looks really good. I love how dreamy it looks as well, especially with the sky that looks like one that's completely originating from space. I love the shifting colour, it's great. Oh, I found one. Yuki yelled out. I found you, my lucky 4-leaf clover. Oh, you really did. Yuki plucked the 4-leaf clover. A symbol of good luck. The golden angel that is worth a prize all on its own. Yuki laughed as she held the clover up to the sky. Didn't think I would actually find one. In the dream world, sure.
お前が見つけようとするからだ。
This is because you guys are looking for it. Yeah, good boy.
だって見つけたくなる
Oh,
じ
I
ゃん。
love how the sky and the landscape has changed. The seeing clovers makes me want to find one.
見つけたくなる。
Really? It makes you want to find one?
うん。幸福を呼ぶと言われる派があったとしたら、人はそれを探すだろう。
Yeah, and I like this, just the message that it is worth having something to look for and having some ambition to strive for in life. It's totally true. Yeah, if there's a plant that will bring people happiness, then they'll go look for it.
人ってそういうもんだよ。
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
でもその葉が見つかってしまえば。
But once you find that plant,
そうだね。その葉が見つかってしまったら、この遊びは終わりになるね。
that's right. Once you find it, the game is over.
なんでそうなるんだよ。
Why is that?
だってさ、遊びには終わりがあるから遊びなんだよ。
Because a game can only be called a game if it has an end.
そんなことない。
There doesn't have to be.
そんなことあるだろ。夕方になってさ、帰りのチャイムが鳴ったら帰らなきゃならないんだよ。
There does. Once the sun goes down and the bell rings telling you to go home, then you have to leave.
それが遊びの終わりの知らせ。
Yeah, fair enough. I just can't believe these people are seriously analysing an arcade. It's telling you that playtime is over.
帰りのチャイムを壊せばいい。
Then why don't you just destroy the bell?
まためちゃくちゃな。それ単純なテロじゃん。
That's crazy. That's terrorism you're talking about.
チャイムがなきゃ夕方は夜になってさ。どっちにしてももう遊ぶことはできないよ。
Without the bell, evening would turn into night, and pretty soon you wouldn't be able to play either way.
暗闇の中では影踏みも砂遊びも石蹴りもできない。
You can't step on each other's shadows. You can't play in the sand, and you can't kick the can.
日が沈めば終わらなきゃいけない。
When the sun goes down, it has to end.
終わらないと。
It has to end.
ユキ、
ユキさん、
So,
これからさ、ちゃんと幸せになるんだよ。二人とも。
you two can be happy in the future together.
ふざけるな。そんな身勝手なこと言うな。
Illusion. just find it really interesting that they're analysing the search for happiness as a game, and once it's found, it's over. I just find it really interesting to say that this is kind of saying that if you have a symbol of good luck, it will bring short-term happiness, but the only thing is it always has to end because of the fact that, I suppose it's kind of similar, when the sun is up, you are in an environment that is happy and is, you're in an environment that is suitable for being happy in this situation, but when the sun goes down, all of that happiness ends and all of it fades because it can't possibly happen from playing the game. So I suppose it's kind of similar to happiness in a way because what was it gonna say? When things turn to dark, or people have happiness in the environments in which they feel they can play, but then environments turn darker, just like for example with Tomo-ni-san. Happiness is decreasing. Oh, it's a thing that happens at a decreasing amount. Stop messing around. Don't say something so selfish. Her happiness. Everything that happens to her has to end. But why? Why does it have to end? Stop messing around. Don't say something so selfish. Is it selfish?
当たり前だ。勝手に消えて勝手にいなくなるやつにそんなこと言う権利があんのかよ。
Of course it is. You're just going to disappear. Someone who selfishly disappears doesn't have the right to say that.
勝手に消えていくやつか。あんただって長らく消えてたじゃん。
But the only thing is, could he really have controlled that? Someone who selfishly disappeared. You disappeared on us for a long time too, didn't you?
でもちゃんと俺は戻ってきた。
There.
俺はちゃんとここに戻ってきた。
But I came back after it all. I came back to you guys.
だからさ、それはヒーローだからさ。そういうのヒーロー特権って言うんだぜ。
Told you. That's because you're the hero. That's the hero's special privilege.
私はヒーローじゃない。だからさ。
I'm not the hero, so now.
ほら、見なよ。
Here, look.
もう日が暮れる。
What a weird transition. The sun is already setting.
お遊びの時間は終わりだよ。
Playtime is over.
ユキ。
Yuki, you're
終わり。遊びの時間はもう。
Playtime is over.
そろそろ。
Oh, it's almost time. What's happening now? Yuki closed her eyes. I could do nothing as I watched her. Yuki had walked alongside me every day until... Oh, totally. Yep. Yuki had walked alongside me as we climbed this hill. Once I left this hill, it would be over.
そろそろお腹減らない？
This is not what I was expecting. Aren't you getting hungry yet?
Huh?
Huh.
お腹減った。
Yeah, I'm really hungry.
そろそろ遊びの時間も終わりにして飯食いに帰ろうぜ。
Let's put an end to playtime so we can go home and eat.
ユキ。
Yuki?
何ともさね。
What is it, Tomo-sana?
このまま家に帰るの？
Are you coming home with us?
なんで？当たり前じゃん。
What do you mean? Of course I.
つうか腹減るの？
Oh yeah, that is a good point. I mean, you would have thought that she's a governess. Besides, do you even get her?
だから仏壇にはご飯が置かれてるんだろうが。
I kind of see why playtime will be over when everything goes to the sun. I mean, there's only a certain amount of time that... Well, I suppose there's only a certain amount of time this can exist for. She's a ghost after all, so I suppose she won't be able to see anything in the night. And she'll disappear. I don't know, it feels really weird. I just don't really understand why everything fades at night. There's a reason that people leave food on a dead person's grave, you know.
いや、そういう問題じゃなくて。
That's not what I'm talking about.
ほら、帰ろうぜ。
Come on, let's get home.
帰ろう。
Yeah, let's go. Yuki started running. Asaki chased after her. I was a little shocked, but I walked after them anyway, killing the atmosphere. Ah, there we go. The three of us started to walk down the hill. We walked down this hill, which is closer to the sky than anywhere else. The three of us walked down the hill together.
たくん、遅いぞともさね。
what's a CG?
ほら、急ぐ。
Oh my god, this is hilarious. These people are quite literally forcing Takuji to go down. Hasaki looks so pissed off. Yuki just looks like she's trolling like usual. I just want to try and make sense of this because I'm so confused. Yeah, but... It's just interesting that happiness has to end when the sun goes down. That's kind of what everything is being likened to here. It's unusual, it really is. Because there are so many things that can be done in the daytime that can't be done in the nighttime. But it's so weird, couldn't you... I don't necessarily understand why that's limited towards daytime. There are so many things you can do at nighttime.
Oh, ダメですよ。ゆきさん、とも兄さん抱きしめすぎです。
Oh, you can't do that, Yuki-san. Don't hug him so much, he's mine.
わかった。
Oh, you can tell?
わかりますよ。 見えてないとでも思ってるんですか？
I can tell. Did you think I couldn't see you?
なんだよ、見えるのかよ。
Oh, really? You can see me?
当たり前じゃないですか。私はさなみの血を引く人間ですよ。
Of course I can. I do have Sanami blood in my veins too. Isn't it interesting? I think it's a dream and they're using supernatural to explain the supernatural. Of course I can. I do have Sanami blood
そんなのオカルトじゃん。
in my veins after all. You sound like Takuji, my god. One little shithead who only views people because of their blood type. Based on their blood type.
オカルトかどうかなんて知りません。っていうか、ユキさん胸を押し付けるのやめてください。
って言いながら、葉崎、何お前抱きついてるんだよ。
Oh god.
私は兄弟だからいいんだもん。
Oh. Right, okay.
なんだよ、葉崎ちゃん独り占めは良くないな。
Shouldn't you not do the same?
独り占めも何もありません。
Her pissed off voice is so funny.
だいたいユキさんなんてたたりみたいなもんなんだから、あんまりとも兄さんに近づくと体調悪くなるかもしれないです。
There's just some kind of curse on him or something, Yuki-san. If you get too close to him, he might get sick or worse.
うわ、ひどい。それ幽霊差別発言だぞ。
Whoa, that's too cruel. Don't discriminate against me just because I'm a ghost.
知りません。
We should campaign for ghost rights.
私、知ってるんです。
That's my problem. That's not my problem. Besides, I know.
いた。
とも兄さん、ユキさんとエッチなことしましたよ
Oh my god,
ね。
Tomo Ni-san, you did naughty things with Yuki-san, didn't you? Huh?
さなみの血舐めないでください。たく、ユキさんいい加減成仏してください。
Wait, hang on a second. Let me just get the exact time frame in which this scene happened. Wait, no, hang on a second. This happened when, Yuki... Yeah, when Hasaki had first seen Yuki. So it could have been very likely that Hasaki was actually... Well, then again, I mean, we never saw her home, but maybe Tomo-san could have just been so caught up in his euphoria that... Oh god, I shouldn't say euphoria when reading a visual novel, but, yeah, just caught up in the euphoria of having sex, obviously, that he never noticed Hasaki. She could quite easily have noticed what they were doing and figured everything out. Yeah, sure thing, it's the Sanami family power. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Don't underestimate the power of the Sanami family. Jeez, should just go rest in peace, Yuki-san. Wait, so... Hang on a second. I just want to check when they fuck. I really just said that. Yeah, so I did just really say that. No, Hasaki isn't at home and she is in Hakushukyo. Oh well, it doesn't look like Hasaki's here. Yeah, she's at Hakushukyo. And obviously nobody realises that Tomo-san is home. It's it's a supernatural thing, but at the same time, it does kind of give you the impression that the Sanami family does have some genuine power to sense the whereabouts and the goings on of the dead.
それこそサナミ関係ないじゃん。つうか最終的にサナミに何の力もなかったじゃん。
Well, this is the world of the supernatural. Anything goes. The Sanami family has nothing to do with that. In the end, they didn't have any real powers, bro.
それでも私にはあるんです。と言いますか、幽霊なんだからトモ兄さんに取りつかないでください。
But I really do have those powers. And you're a ghost, so don't haunt my Tomo Ni-san.
そんなつれないな。
That's no fun.
いろいろ感謝してますけど、私はトモ兄さんを寝取るような幽霊は嫌いです。
I really am grateful for everything, but I don't like ghosts that try to steal my Tomo Ni-san in the night. Reasonable.
寝取るも何も、トモサネは誰のものでもないがな。
Yeah, fair enough.
いいえ、トモ兄さんは私のものです。
No, it belongs to me.
なんだよそれ、インモラルだな。
Does he really? That's really immoral, you know.
幽霊とエッチなことするよりマシです。
Oh my god, it's better than doing dirty things with a ghost. What's better, fucking a ghost or fucking a desk? Or fucking your delusions?
あのさ、これって
This is
何で
just
す
a
か
little bit awkward.
いや、なんでお前がユキと会話してるの？
How are you having a conversation with Yuki?
ユキさんが見えるからだよ。
Because I can see her.
なんで見えるの？
How can you see her?
さあ、見えるものは見えるんだもん。
I don't know. All I know is that I can see her.
なんだ？葉崎ちゃんまで脳の不具合か？
What? Now is Hasaki-chan hallucinating too?
知りません。とりあえず、ユキさん、今度トモ兄さんとエッチなことしたら殺しますからね。
Why do you even care? Like, genuine question, why do you care? I'm not... Well, I mean... Sure... Tomo-ni-san is her brother, but at the same time, I mean, it's a genuine love that he feels he had for Yuki. So what's bad about that? I mean, she just kind of gives me the impression that she cares because of the fact that Tomo-ni-san is being stolen from her, and that she wants to do those, or as she said, ecchi nakoto to him. Well, ecchi related things. Oh, God. I hope not. I really, really hope not. I just don't get why she cares so much.
死んでるがな。
Oh, that's great, but I'm already dead.
二度殺します。
How do you kill a killed person?
007だがな。
I'm 007.
やめろ、葉崎！
Stop it, Hasaki.
なんだよ、ここまで助けてやったのに。葉崎ちゃんひどいぞ。
Come on, Hasaki. I was the one who saved you. Don't be so mean.
って、ユキも引っ張るな！
Oh god, don't play human tug of war. Hasaki and Yuki were both giggling by now and pulling me in opposite directions. One side was my sister. Yeah, funny that he doesn't even know what she is. And on the other side was a ghost. Or maybe a hallucination. I don't get it. Then Yuki said something.
脳内彼女とかすげえじゃん。年取らないんだよ。いつまでも可愛いユキちゃんなんだよ。
Oh god. Now it's a game of tug of war, but the only thing is rather than having, well, objects involved, it's... Well, no, actually, let me rephrase. It's a game of war. The only thing is, the thing that is being fought for is a man. Even though one of the fighters is his sister. But, okay. Wouldn't it be amazing having a girlfriend that's just in your head? I don't age, so I'll always be the cute Yuki-chan that you fell in love with. Oh god, a bit
う
degenerative,
る
but
さい
okay.
です幽霊のくせに
Yeah, fair enough.
幽霊だって人権はあるんだぞ
Ah yes, ghosts are definitely humans. Sure thing.
そんなのあるわけありませんそんなの二次元に人権があるって言ってるのと変わりません
I love that. No, they don't. It's like you're saying two-dimensional girls have human rights too.
何も
Why, you little? The sun fell in the sky, and a waning moon rose far off in the distance. A perfectly ordinary world. Oh, it's so funny seeing Asaki and Yuki. Perfectly ordinary life. It should be. It really, really should be. Did you call this ridiculous life we're living ordinary?
葉崎ちゃんいい加減彼氏とか作りなよ
I
そ
love
んな
that.
ブラコンじゃ不健全だよ
Saki-chan, you should really go find yourself a boyfriend. It's not healthy to be in love with your... Yeah, you've got a good point.
幽霊の人に言われたくはないです
Don't want to hear that from a ghost. Yeah, fair.
幽霊の方が不健全ではないよ
Being a ghost isn't as bad as being his sister.
それは非常識です
It doesn't make sense.
ボタン灯籠の話とかあるじゃないですかだいたい死者との恋愛なんてうまくいくわけがありません
Haven't you ever heard the story of the peony lantern? A romantic relationship with a dead person is never going to work out. Well, yeah, fair
あ
enough.
れはね古い時代だからさ今だと事情も変わるんだよ
It's a story from a long time ago. Things are different now.
そんな理由で変わられても困りますあんまりユキさんが近づくとタマ兄さんの生命力が衰えます
I don't think something like that will ever change. You just suck the life out of Tomo Nisan if you get too close to him.
なんだよ世の中には守護霊とかいるじゃんそんなものはオカルトです
Even though she was kind of just justifying the occult beforehand. yeah, that's a good point, yeah. I'm pretty sure talking about ghosts is already solidly in the realm of superstition.
だいたい遠距離恋愛は長続きしないってネット知恵袋に書いてありました
Besides, it said online that the long distant relationship never lasts for very
は
long
あゆとり世代はこれだから
because it's so spoiled nowadays.
論語の中でコーシ先生も言ってたよ本当に付き合っていたら距離なんて気にならないって
Oh my god, I just find it so funny to think about the fact that this is basically Yuki's internet source. In the Analects of Confucius, it said that distance is no obstacle if the two people really love. That's hilarious.
死者と生きてる人間じゃ距離ありすぎます
There's way too much distance between a living and a dead person.
愛はその距離すら超えるんだよ
Love can conquer even that distance.
非常識です
She's so pissed off. This is hilarious. Neither do you. Yeah, good for her. Good for her. Even after Dad's memorial ceremony ended, Yuki never disappeared. They could totally live the wonderful everyday. Asaki and I were the only ones who were ever able to see her. Jesus fuck. Asaki doesn't have to go to the hospital like I do, but the doctors will probably diagnose her with PTSD resulting from brain damage she suffered at the time of her fall. Fucking hell. We don't actually know why Hasaki and I can see Yuki. We don't know if she's a ghost or just a hallucination. Regardless, the two of us can talk with her, play with her, and even laugh along with her. We don't know how long it'll last. I feel like it's going to last forever. Yeah, that is the curse of happiness. Yeah. It's our lives in general could end tomorrow, who knows? The Yuki in front of me could disappear at any moment. In truth, that same anxiety extends to every existence in this world. Yeah. Especially because the nature of the world, if you ask me, is unclear. So I won't think about it anymore. Oh yeah. The road that leads endlessly up the hill. That road that leads endlessly up the hill. The peak that lies foggy in the distance. Just like our own journey through the world. Yeah, good point. Yeah, there's no use worrying about what lies at the peak. Oh, that's so well put, yeah. We have only to enjoy the journey up the slope. There's no reason of worrying about the nature of the world, about the reality, about what will happen to Yuki. Right. Yes, yes. Shit, we're going proper intensive rock mode. Wow, that was not something I was expecting. Oh, you've got to be fucking serious. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, let's just skip back there. I genuinely didn't mean to do that. That's so funny. Oh yeah, I like that quote, by the way. Can I just mention? Yeah, to pray is to live in the world. What was it? Sorry, yeah, to pray is to think about the meaning of life. But I like that in a way because this kind of contradicts the quote that we have just seen, because you don't pray for what is at the peak, but rather than doing that, you see the meaning in life by experiencing it, rather than hoping for what you will experience, and you properly live in the now, rather than hoping what's going to be in the future. Oh, that scene was so sweet. Right, here we go. Let's see the credits. It's just going to be like, if anybody here plays Toho, when you finish a 1cc, you have to sit through the credits every single fucking time. It's just like that. I'd never miss these credits. No way. I want to see what the wonderful everyday is like.
出し始める春が遠い影の隙の暗闇覗くのはここにあるありふれた景色なんだ死んだ日常無価値と思えることも今日
I like this scene.
実りある幸い
Quite pleasant.
素晴らしき日戻れないと分かり始めたあの遠く霞む坂道で生きる意味を問いかける残された最後の時間記憶の美しさよ時のかけらよ世界よ遥か共にあるものたち
It's a really pleasant song as well in terms of lyrics.
眠れよ春が遠い影の月の暗闇沈むのは
And it sounds really
大
familiar.
切なあふれた景色なんだ生きた日常
It really sounded like
無価値と思えた
Nagi
こ
for
とも
a second.
実りある幸い素晴らしき日々
Oh, I love the little reference there. Just at the end. I love the visual representation of just what the Hill of Sunflowers looks like as well, and just how beautiful it is. Yeah, it's totally. Yeah.
神々が包み込む美しき世界の真理生きた日常この約束の土地では今祈りある幸い素晴らしき日
This is a really cool thing. Oh yeah, now night comes. All of the clouds are disappearing. It's as if it's wrapping up the curtain on this dream. And everything left is just left to our imagination. Think about how Tomo-san and Hasaki can have a brilliant life. Finn. There we are. Right, what I'm interested in. What does this look like now? Yeah, I thought that would happen. So we've still got to unlock whatever this is. Wait. Yeah, wait, no, I'm getting a bit lost. So we've got this to unlock. Oh, I've got this to unlock as well. I'm going to research how to do the endings in a sec. I'm going to try a new little principle. I want to search for the lyrics of theme songs. Look, after I've finished a part in a visual novel, I want to search for the lyrics of the theme song right after I've finished said section. I just feel like it would be good for understanding my understanding of the story. And I think I'm going to try and do this for every visual novel credit song I see. So yeah, let me just quickly do that. Alright, so Noboru Sakamichi. Noborenai Sakamichi is the song name. That quite literally means the slope I can never climb. Well, not never. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah, more the slope I can't climb. Let's just read the lyrics quickly. Yeah. Oh, I love that, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I really like that. Interesting. Right, so I've just done a little bit of research, and the next ending, funnily enough, is one that is based on the decision you make in Chapter 4. I don't know the decision I have made in Chapter 4. But then again, I would assume that I have made the true ending decision, so rather than the alternate ending where Kimika and Zakuro are happy. But the only thing that I find unusual, I would have thought that the alternate ending would lead to the wonderful everyday more, surely? I don't know. I'll see what happens. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I'll just skip through Looking Glass Insects and then I'll see how Jabberwocky 2 changes. Hang on a second, what the genuine fuck? Okay, I'm trying to get this ending and I just saw an H scene with Hasaki. What? These guys are unbelievable. I've never read this, but oh my fucking god, no. No, what the fuck is this? It's incest, that's what it is, but why? Why the fuck did it come to something like this? Hang on a second, is there an ending of Jabberwocky 1 that we've not seen yet? That's my question. Oh wait, no, so everything here is exactly the same, it's just there's a weird H scene for some reason. Okay. Oh well. I suppose we'll read that. Maybe. Don't exactly want to read it, but I did say I'd read everything in the story, so yeah. Right, so I kind of got it wrong. It's interesting that whether you decide to accept Yuki or Hasaki more in Jabberwocky 1 affects the ending that you have in Jabberwocky 2. Makes sense, I suppose, considering the fact that here we were, well, I suppose in the Hill of Sunflowers ending, Yuki was a ghost and Yuki was just a being that no matter, well, I suppose it kind of is reminded of in the song Noborenai Sakamichi. It's just the fact that well, that I suppose the days in which were worthless before are now seeming like the days that have the most fruit and the most, they are the most wonderful days. And interestingly enough, only Tomosane and Hasaki can see Yuki. I suppose it just kind of gives me the impression that in order for their wonderful everyday to happen, they need to see Yuki and they need to have a lack of ability to comprehend reality. No, because that is something that's really interesting. In, I suppose, Hasaki's ending in Jabberwocky 1, I'm not sure what happens with the H scene, but I'd assume that it's a more reality-driven ending. Whereas this ending, obviously, it's way less reality-driven, and it is kind of living in a dream, and it's by accepting Yuki and accepting her as a product of reality, you're embracing a dream, really. And it reminds me of Chapter 1 a bit in that extent. I suppose the next ending, ironically, the wonderful everyday, which I find odd, but it feels like it's going to be more of a representation of reality itself. But I just wonder what's going to happen, because I don't understand how anything could have gone on after the event in which Tomo-sana... Sorry, I just lost track of what I was saying. But, yeah. I think tomorrow's going to be really quite cool. I don't know what we're going to see, but, yeah, I'll probably try to get through one ending. Maybe we will do the final Tsui Sora ending as well. Looks like it's really quite long. So, I mean... yeah, I might only have time for one ending, but... yeah, and I suppose then we are going to do the Knocking on Heaven's Door chapter. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know if that's a serious work or if it's just fan service or what. I do need to install the edition that is ready for that. But it's really interesting that now we're seeing how Subarashiki Hibi ends, and if I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's ending in the most unreal way and unusual way as well, but it does kind of make sense, I suppose. I mean, to be honest, Subarashiki Hibi is kind of like a collection of mini stories, if you like. A collection of mini stories all on the same theme, just about different characters, and it's kind of like how everything is split into fragments, because these are several stories about different subjects that they all combine to create one giant picture. So it does kind of make sense that this story ending feels like the ending for the Jabberwocky stories rather than the entire visual novel, if that makes sense. Well, I kind of perceive these as just special endings to totally wrap up the experience rather than full endings, because I don't know if I can validly make that claim, but it kind of makes more sense in my head than it did when I was communicating it. But yeah, anyway, it's going to be quite fun tomorrow, so see you guys then.